Hi everyone. Today we are going to be finishing off the snow and we are going to be working on making the trees and things like that. So I hope you're ready to get started and let's get started. And now let's go ahead and let's set up the mountains that we had behind. So let's go Shift A. Actually, let's move over here to a different layer. So you just click on a new layer right here and let's go Q and then let's go to front and then let's press Shift A, mesh, plane, and then let's scale it up a tad bit. And let's tab into edit mode and let's press T over here. Scroll that down a little bit and then let's press W and then let's subdivide this. And let's go ahead and move our fractal back to 0. And let's subdivide this. Let's maybe give it 15 cuts. Just like that. And we got vertex select on down here. So if you press O, if you've been following my tutorials from the beginning, you should have the pie menu things that I have installed in yours, and you have this. If not, if you press O, it'll just turn this on, but we're going to go to smooth, and you can turn it on down here. This is for proportional editing, and turn it on to connected, and make sure you're on smooth for the fall off. And then let's come down here. Let's make sure if you press Control Tab, you can get your mesh select mode. Let's make sure that we're on vertex select. And let's come right around here in the middle and let's just click there. And let's press G and then Z. And you'll see that if you scroll your mouse wheel up, you could bring up this little circular thing down here. And that's the area of influence for the proportional editing tool. So if you scroll it down, the less effect it has on that area and the surrounding vertices. So we're going to raise this up just a little bit because we're going to make us some nice little heels here. That looks okay to me. So let's tab into back to object mode, and then let's come over here to shading and let's set it to smooth, just like that. And then let's move this one out of the way. Let's press Shift D and duplicate it. And you'll see it as duplicated. So if we right click and click off of it, it's still highlighted. Just grab it by the X here on your gizmo. The red is the X axis. Let's press tab and let's go into edit mode. And let's press grab or G and then Z. And let's go ahead and make this one look a little bit different. That one's moved way up there. So let's tab back into object mode. And let's move this one out of the way here. And let's come back to this one and press Shift D. And then let's put that one back in the middle. And let's tab, object mode. And let's grab a different vertex. Maybe over here, grab Z. And let's, I don't want to make that one look the same. Let's make this one kind of fatter a little bit. Just like that. Make it more pointy. I don't want it to look too much of the same as the other ones. Let's go back into object mode. And now we have these on this layer. To bring up another layer, you just hold down Shift and click on it. And now you'll see that these are right here. Let's go ahead and go to Q and go into our camera mode. And let's press G and then Y and then move your mouse wheel backwards. And let's put that way back there in the back, about there. And let's press S to scale that up. And let's just make sure that it just looks under the plane there. And let's move this one off to the side over here. Then let's click on this one and let's press G and then X and then move it so we can see it. And then let's press G and then Y and move it back. And let's scale this one up too. And then let's bring it down. Then let's press T to close this, because here's the other one. We're going to grab that, move it over here. We'll just leave it off like that. Press G and then Y to constrain it to the Y axis. Then let's press S to scale it up. S to scale. And then let's move it off over here. Let's press G and then Y. And then let's pull it down into Z. And let's press in. And our clip, let's make this to something like, I don't know, 10,000. And then let's press in. Press G and then Y. Let's move this back. Let's click on our camera. And let's go into our camera properties. And let's go to our clipping. And let's put this to, I don't know, 5,000. And then click back on this G and then Y. Let's move that back. Just like that. And let's press Q and go into top mode. And we're just going to make sure that none of these are touching. I mean, they can be, but we don't really want them overlapped, really. And let's see how that looks. Let's press Z and then go to rendered. Press Z and then go back to solid. Let's put this one back off over here. And let's press S and let's scale it up just a tad bit more. Then let's press Q and then go into top mode. Yeah, that's fine. And then Q and then go back into the camera. And then press Z and let's see how it looks. Alrighty, that looks okay to me. So we got the mountains. Let's press Z, solid, and then let's just click on one of these mountains, go to the materials. Let's grab a new material, and we can just name this, I don't know, hill. And let's just give it a kind of green color. Down just a tad bit. And then let's click on this one, and let's just give it the hill color also. Just like that, and let's press Z, rendered. And now you'll see that it's got this funky green. And we're going to press Z. We're going to click on one, and we're going to tab into edit mode. And then we're going to press Control Tab and make sure we're on face select mode. Then we're going to press C to bring up this selector. And we are just going to highlight some of these vertices or these faces here, just like that. And we are going to right click to get out of that selection. And then let's press the plus here to add a new, another material. And let's just press new. And then let's call this hill.snow. And let's just keep it white. And let's make it full white. Just like that. And let's hit, with these selected, let's hit assign. And then let's press Z and then go to rendered. And now you'll see that this mountain has snow on it. Let's press Z, solid, and then let's press C, and let's highlight these vertices too. And then let's click assign again. Let's press Z, and then let's go into rendered. And that looks good to me. So let's press Z, and then let's go back into solid. Let's press tab. Let's go to edit mode, and let's click on this one. And let's do the same thing. So go to tab, edit mode, press C for the circular select, and then let's just highlight some of these vertices. Just like that. And then let's right click to get off that selection, then let's add a new texture. And then let's just go to hill.snow and then press assign, tab. Let's do this one, tab, object mode, C for circular select. And let's just select some of these vertices here, just like that. I missed one up there. And let's click the plus, and then let's go to hill.snow. Let's click assign, tab, object mode, Z, rendered. And now you will see that you got some snow now. So let's tab back into object mode, and let's go ahead and click on the third layer. And you'll need to go into let's see, we'll go down there, click, let's go into user preferences, and let's go into add-ons and come in here and go into import export. And you just need to make sure that you have the scalable vector graphics SVG. I will leave a download for this, or you can make your own if you have Inkscape or Adobe Illustrator or something. So we're going to go to File, Import, and we're just going to click on SVG and go into here, and I'm going to grab, it's called Clouds. I don't know why I called it Clouds, because it's just one, and I'm going to press Import SVG. And we're going to go Tab, and, oops, not Tab. We're going to go Q, sorry, and we'll just go front and zoom in here. And you're going to be like, wow, it didn't import. Well, it did, and it's called a curve. So you need to click on the curve, and you'll see it, and it's going to be super, super small. So I don't know why it does that. I've tried different ways to try to get it to come in here right, and it just don't. So you just need to press Scale, S, and just move your mouse until you get something you can work with. But once you get it scaled up to something where you can work with, you'll just want to right click out of that, and then we're going to press Shift S, and we're going to put the origin to geometry, just like that. And then we're just going to scale it, and now we could scale it up regular size. And like I said, I do not know why it does that, but it does work. Just, it might freak you out. And then you can come over here to this curve and double click on it and rename it to Cloud, just in case you have more SVGs. And if you go into Tab, you go to Edit Object Mode, you'll see that it imported in as a path, which that is all vector graphics is. So let's go ahead and let's press R and then X and then 9, 0, just like that. And let's go ahead and we're going to Shift D this. Oops, Shift D, just like that. And we're going to press M to move to a different layer. And we're just going to put this one at the very corner. I use these as my maker layers over here. And let's go ahead and let's turn on the scene. So just hold down Shift. I turned on them 3 layers. And let's move this up on the Z-axis, and let's press Q and go into our camera so we can see. And let's just press G and then Y, and then let's move that way back there, and then move it up kind of right there. Let's go G and then Y some more to move it back some more, and then G and then Z to constrain it to the Z-axis or the Z-axis, and just move it up there. Let's press Shift D and then X to constrain it to that axis, and press S to scale it up. And let's press Q and let's go to top mode. Make sure that, okay. Let's Q, go back to camera, and then let's Shift D that again, and then press X to constrain it on the X axis, and then press scale. Let's scale it down a tad bit. Let's grab this one. Let's move it up here. Move this one back behind, and then this one, scale it up just a tad bit more. Let's press Z and let's see how that looks. So that is looking okay. Let's press Z, solid, and then let's click on the material. Let's click Use Nodes, and we just want it to be a solid white. So, and we're going to rename this material to Cloud, just like that. Let's press Z and then rendered, just like that. Let's press Z, then solid, and then let's go ahead and press Q, and let's go into front mode, and let's press Shift A, mesh, plane, grab it on the Z-axis. Let's press S and let's scale it, and then let's press X and scale it on the X-axis, and then let's press Q, go in top mode, and then SY, scale it on the y-axis. It's about there, SX, scale it out. Just like that. Let's grab it over here, and let's go Q, and then let's go to front again, and let's move it way up here, and let's press RX 30. Just like that. And then let's make sure that it's over the mountains and stuff here. And then let's give it a new material, and let's call this light dot 2. And let's give it a emission shader, just like that. And let's put this to 1.75. And let's go back to Q, camera. Let's go to Z, rendered. Let's maybe move this up. Let's try 3. Let's see what that does. And that looks okay to me. Let's go Z, solid. So, oops, I wanted to go back into rendered anyways because I wanted to see how these clouds were looking. Just move this over here. Let's go ahead and press G and then Y, and then let's pull that back some more. Press Z, solid, bring that back up on the Z axis. Let's grab Y, pull it back, bring it up on the Z axis a little bit. I want it full view. See, rendered. Grab Z, back, grab Y. Just like that will be fine. Z, solid. Close this just a tad bit. Alrighty, so we got the clouds, that. Now next, let's move to this layer, and let's press Shift A, Mesh, Add Cube, and we're gonna press S, and then Shift Z to constrain it on that axis, on that axis. So it don't scale on the Z; it only scales on the X and Y. Let's move that into about there. Let's press Q. And then go to front view, just like that. And that looks fine to me. Let's tab, go into edit mode, and let's click on that face there. Let's press Control Tab, and let's go to vertex select, and still selected. Let's press extrude, then right click to get off of that, and then make sure we're in front view, and then let's press 5 on our number keypad to go into front ortho, and let's scale. To about right there, and then let's go ahead and extrude again along the Z axis, and then let's just come here, and then let's press S to scale, and let's scale it in to about right there, and then let's extrude, right click off of it, scale, extrude up, grab Z, scale, press S, we're just scaling in, just like that, and then extrude, right click off of it, S, extrude up, scale it to the point, and that looks good to me. Now let's just go ahead and let's press O, and then go to smooth proportional editing. Let's click on this vertice here, and let's just press G, and then scroll in our mouse wheel just a little bit, and then let's just pull these tabs down just a little bit. So I'm just scrolling around here. And just moving these vertices down just a tad bit. And you'll see that we're making a little tree here. And don't worry about them being perfectly aligned. I mean, you can if you want, but in real life, trees aren't really like that, even though we're making a low polygon looking tree. Just like that. Alrighty, now let's press A. And if you do everything real fast on these pie menus, you could, and scroll up real fast or whatever, you could do it just really fast. And they work just like that. That's the point of the pie menus. I've been doing it slow so you guys can get used to them. But we are going to go ahead and press Control Tab and go back into face select mode. And with everything selected, we're going to just go ahead and hold down Shift, and that's going to deselect all this. Or, as a matter of fact, we're going to go press Q and go into front. And we're going to press Z and then go into wireframe. And then we're going to press B. And with our middle mouse button, we're going to hold it down and draw out a box. And that's going to go ahead and deselect all that. So we're going to go back to Z and then solid. And with all this top selected, we're going to go ahead and click on New. And we're going to go tree.green. And we're going to click Assign, and we're going to give it a green color. Just like that. Make sure you assign it to that. And then press Control I. And with that bottom selected, we're going to just click the plus here and New. And we're going to name this material tree.brown. And click Assign. And we're just going to make this a brown color. Just like that. And now if we press Z and go into rendered mode, you'll see that we have a brown tree. And let's press Z solid, and then let's go back, press Tab, go back to object mode, and let's go back to our very first layer. And let's click on our camera and then shift click our light, and then let's press M on our keyboard and then hold down Shift and just click on all these tabs here, and that will just add the camera and the light to all the layers. And then now we could go back to our tree layer and we could press Z now and go to rendered, and now you'll see we'll have some light and you can see how this looks. We're going to press Z and go back to solid, press Tab. We're going to click on the tree and press Tab, go into edit mode. Then we are going to press Control R. We're going to add a loop cut here and then scroll or move it down with your mouse wheel down to about, let's go say about right here. Then press Control R to add another loop cut and then move it down to about right there. And then Control R and move it down to about right here. Just like that. And let's press Control Tab and go back to face mode. And we are going to just go ahead and just click, click, click. Just make sure we highlight everything, and we're going to make sure we get this top face right there, and just go around the whole tree and do this. Just like that. And we are going to add another texture. And we're going to click New, and we're going to call this tree.snow. Just like that, and click Assign, and make sure this is full white. Make sure everything's assigned, and then just press Z, and then rendered. And you'll see that you got a low poly tree, and that's what the look I was trying to go for. You could, if you want to mess with it more, you can move the vertices, the corners down just a tad bit more. But that's all we're going to do. So we're going to press Z, go back to solid, press Tab, go back to object mode. And with this tree selected, it's called cube, but we're going to name it to tree. So all I did was I just went over here with my mouse over this tab. I scrolled down and found where it was selected, or you can press N and scroll down and it'll say item that you're selected, and you can change the name here. So press N there. And we are going to go ahead and I just put it on that layer, but we're going to go ahead and press M, and we're going to move this tree all the way to this very end layer here. All right, everyone, I think we are going to end this part of the tutorial here. In the next tutorial, we will be creating the snowman and a few other things. I think that there's probably maybe 2 more parts to this tutorial series. And then it will be done. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Please have a good holiday season. And remember, please like and subscribe for tons more tutorials. Thank you and have a good day.